You know that feeling when your favorite song comes on and it just lifts your spirits? Well, what if I told you that's not just a feeling? It's a really deep biological process happening inside you. Today, we're going to dig into how music is this incredible tool that can literally shape our brain, our body, and our overall well-being. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Let's be real. Life can be a lot. Feeling stressed, anxious, or just kind of down. It's a constant challenge for so many of us, right? We're all trying to find ways to get back to some kind of balance.
And what's so wild is that one of the best solutions might not be some new pill or crazy wellness trend. It could already be right there, in your headphones. The secret, though, isn't just listening, it's knowing how to listen.
Okay, to really get this, we've got to shift our perspective. Let's stop thinking of music as just, background noise or entertainment. Imagine it's more like a biological toolkit, a whole set of precision instruments that we can use to fine-tune what's going on inside us.
So what do I even mean by a biological toolkit? Well, it's this framework for understanding that different musical activities are like different tools for different jobs, right? How you listen, what you're listening to, even who you're with when you listen, every single one of those things has a unique effect on your body and your mind. And this table here, it lays out the toolkit perfectly. Just take a look. The first tool, listening to music, is awesome for managing your mood. But then you've got group singing, which is a whole different tool. That one's for social bonding. And then there's music therapy, which is a highly specific clinical tool. The research is clear. It's all about picking the right tool for the job you need to do.
Okay, so how does this whole toolkit actually work? Like, what is physically happening inside of us when we hit play? To figure that out, we've got to dive into the science of sound and see how it talks directly to our brain and our body.
And here's the key thing to get. Sound waves aren't just something our ears pick up. Nope, they're like a direct hotline to the most ancient, fundamental parts of our brain. The command center that handles emotion, memory, and pleasure.
Now, this isn't just some nice idea. We're talking hard science here. A huge meta-analysis looking at 47 different neuroimaging studies found this incredibly consistent pattern. Music lights up our emotion hub, the amygdala. It fires up the memory link, the hippocampus, and it gets our pleasure circuitry, the striatum, buzzing. That's literally the science behind why music feels so amazing.
And it doesn't just stop in your head. The research shows that music has a real measurable impact on your body's big systems. We're talking about calming your stress response, changing your energy levels. It can even affect your immune system. It's a full body experience for sure.
All right, so we've talked about how it works, but let's look at the data. Let's get into the numbers. Just how effective is this musical toolkit, really? Well, the research is actually super clear on this.
So you see this number here. G is about 0.55. I know it looks a little abstract, but trust me, it's a big deal. This comes from a massive study with almost 10,000 participants, and what it shows is a moderate, real, statistically significant drop in psychological stress. And to put that into perspective for you, this isn't just feeling a little better, it's a measurable, reliable reduction in stress. For something that's not a drug, that's huge.
This chart really drives home that whole right tool for the right job idea. If you look at clinical groups, people dealing with specific health issues, just casually listening to music already has a high impact on their well-being. That's great. But then, look at music therapy. We're talking a structured, guided approach. The impact jumps to very high. It just goes to show you while your personal playlist is awesome, a targeted therapeutic approach can be even more powerful. So if we're going to sum up all the science, it really comes down to these four main pathways. Music works because it taps into our brain's reward and motivation systems. It directly impacts our stress physiology, like it actually lowers stress hormones. It gives us a handle to regulate our own emotions. And of course, it helps us connect with other people. These are basically the core functions of our biological toolkit.
Okay, this is all super interesting, right? But what really matters is how you can actually use this stuff. So let's turn all this knowledge into action. How do we go from just passively letting music play in the background to actively using it to manage our own well-being?
It's actually a pretty simple three-step process. First up, identify your need. What are you trying to do? Are you stressed out, feeling lonely, or do you need a boost of motivation? Step 2, select your tool. If you're stressed, maybe choose some calm instrumental music. If you're lonely, maybe join a local choir or just sing with friends. Need energy? Put on that high-energy playlist and get moving. And the final, crucial step, engage mindfully. Don't just have it on, really pay attention. Notice how the music is making you feel, both physically and emotionally.
And really, if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's this. The research, both classic and brand new, all points in the same direction. The scientific consensus is totally clear. Music is an incredibly powerful way to regulate our emotions and stress.
Which kind of leaves us with this one last pretty cool thought to chew on. As we get better and better at understanding exactly how this works, could we see a future where a doctor doesn't just write a prescription for a pill, but for a playlist, a carefully designed musical prescription to help manage anxiety or pain or even depression? You know, the science suggests that's not just a possibility, it might even be inevitable.